Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Let's Play The Outer Worlds. And I think, guys, I gotta need to start the recording session again, since we have a little bit of a weird problem there, right? I think I'm not the only one seeing that. Give me just a second here. Alright you guys, I have a question. That looks better, right? And if you want to see more of this restarting business, then subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and you will see more of this wonderful action. We want to go to Cloister now. The ice moon's eccentric orbit around Elysium barely keeps it in the habitable zone, though it remains most to Laplace's garden, an order of the Ascendant Stronghold. Cloister's permafrost provides the perfect housing for the archive, the largest computational machine ever built. This calculatory device is liquid cooled to a functional temperature of Cloister's subsurface sea. Okay, by the way, that looks not like ice, right? Anyways. Maybe it does. Okay, that looks more like ice, right?
Moment of your time, Commander. Remember that matter on Cloister I mentioned earlier? Well, since we're here and all, thought we might take it up now. Might be hard to believe, but 20 or so odd years ago, I made a mistake. Feels like high time I righted it. Now I'm out and about again.
Wasn't this about research considered heretical by the Order?
That's where the error occurred, I believe. Others judged it such. I shut it down. Believe I was wrong to do so. For many years now, a former colleague of mine's been in a remote spot called Reasons Pass, on account of my decision.
Oh, I've never met an Order heretic before. Is she bad at math?
Hardly. Quite the opposite, in fact. She's one of the finest minds to ever grace the Order. Her research was unconventional, surely. She was as well. I think with both, we could right things, get the Order back on its intended path.
Yeah, we can go right now.
Do appreciate it, Commander.
Okay, we are gonna take Marisol with us. So this is gonna, yeah, that's gonna be the team. Okay, good. Continue. Okay, it's nice planet, as said. I'm sorry, moon, not planet. Moon. It is a moon, mate. There's a difference between moon and planet, right? Or is there? Ah, yeah, I know. I'm really funny oftentimes. And you know the usual thing. There's gonna be some looking around. Okay, yeah, cool. I thought a second thought there would be, or not there would be, that there was blood, but I misjudged. Ain't no blood, only rock. Okay, there's the water, which was not water, but there's the heated up stuff, which is used to, I guess, which melted. I don't know, that looked like lava, right? Not like actually heated up water. Anyways, we maybe find out at one spot. Who knows?
What could possibly be keeping the repair personnel so long? Oh, greetings. By any chance, did you happen to encounter the repair personnel I dispatched to Resistor Bank 2789B12?
No, I did not. What's wrong with the resistor bank?
Our new JTY-1030 resistor banks are built with enough durability to suffer through a tremendous amount of misuse. But a brutish handling by the Protectorate is too much for it. The misuse is causing moisture uptake, which causes the resistors to give off more heat. In the snow, that means more moisture, which means even more heat. I'm sure you can observe that the problem is cyclical in nature. I don't suppose you'd be willing to aid me in fixing this?
Any idea what could be keeping the repair person?
Ursopods, protectorate forces, rogue scrappers, blizzards, mantisaurs, maybe even Auntie's choice forces. Truly a smorgasbord of unfortunate options.
Where can I find the damaged resistor bank?
It's down in the valley just southwest of the archive. The heat has liquefied all the snow off the glass surface. It is an easy location to observe.
I mean, we know it, but why see... I mean, I guess heat, you know, if something does calculations like a CPU or a GPU, whatever, you know, an MPU, it's bad, right? But why is the excess heat such a problem?
In the short term, it's wreaking havoc with the weather and causing small, localized blizzards. Long term, the archive would suffer irreparable damage to multiple systems. Undoubtedly, this would reduce its maximum operations per millisecond. Obviously, this is unacceptable. I loathe that, for now, our actions may aid the Protectorate. But we must protect the archive.
Sure, I can help you out.
This is most appreciated. Unfortunately, the previous repair personnel took the only repair kit I had on hand. I'll mark the coordinates of the resistor bank on your map, but locating the repair personnel will be up to you.
Will do.
You find him, you find the kit. I hope. Otherwise, the repair will be most difficult. I'll guide you.
Yeah, that's gonna be easy. Once we are down in the valley, we will try our best to find that person.
Not the most hospitable climate. Keep an eye on your fingers and toes.
But yes, agreed, I would not like to spend much time here. Actually, you know, if you wonder why is that dude... Okay, that was here, right? If you wonder why that dude turned around, I had in my memory that there was some that there was some ammunition and stuff. But it seems that I have been a bit off. I remembered some red ammunition box, but well. It seems that that was just a game bug. No, that was a bug in my memory. Anyways, it is what it is. Let's see. Hello, boys. Or ladies.
But going any faster grossly increases the threat of collapse.
Hello, farewell. Thank you for this efficiently compact conversation.
Please don't take me on a Cotan. You know, I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my daily cycle to say hello.
Have you at least determined the cause of the battle?
Yeah, maybe we get up there from somewhere else. Or like that. Good that I looked. Nice. Hello. Let's not hope that this is gonna be a... Let's not hope that this is gonna be a wonderful dead end. But I guess we are gonna find something nice up here. Yeah, totally worth looking around, and we have a wonderful view too. So that totally was no waste at all. Is this the main computer there, the main CPU? I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Right now we don't. We maybe are gonna be finding out at one point. Okay, good. At least that was not a complete waste. We found some loot plus this here. Nice. So that was good. A small detour, and in my opinion, totally worth spending time on. Okay, that's a magnet. From afar, I for a second thought that would be a horseshoe. Although, yes, that's what I thought. Would be a weird place for a horseshoe, right? Especially considering how many horseshoes we have so far found in this game, right? I can tell you what, 0. Because I don't think they are actually in the game. I don't even know if there are horses in... I don't even know... I wouldn't even say that there are horses. Now, that would be against... Okay, that's stealing, I see. You know, sometimes there are moments where stealing is right. Apparently, in real life, obviously stealing is never alright. Never ever. Huh, and here I thought it would be looking way better. I mean, in armor rating. I don't know why it's so quiet, but anyways, thanks for the warning. So then, may I ask what you are doing here? Sounds like you're having a tough time.
Cloister has been a difficult front, and losing the archive, first to the invaders and now the protectorate, has made it even more painful. For mind the risks. If you're looking for a way to help us out, I recommend heading to LaPlace's garden. Follow this path and you can't miss it.
LaPlace's garden? What's that?
Only the finest place on this island. Your deterrent sufficient to capture as many quality applicants. Best you observe for yourself. Avalanche collapsed part of the tunnel to the garden, so the safest path is along the cliffs. Mind yourself.
Okay, yeah, sorry that was... his voice was so quiet. I don't know whether it was coming from the helmet or through the blizzard. Maybe that's the main computer station.
That's the central tower of the archive. Too marvelous a piece of engineering to be in the hands of heretics, you ask me.
True. Okay, these are
Cogitate here often?
I have too much on my mind for idle.
the garden outskirts, I see. That's the right noise you want to hear if you get into such a place, right? $600, oh my god. Amazing, not complaining. Yeah, we are gonna go into the garden and have our first look around there, actually, of this area. More talking and stuff. And by the way, it looks a bit like a tank, right? Let me guess, that would be stealing, right? No, yeah, okay. I want to say no, but yes, it is considered stealing. So that will bring us to the other side where the landing pad is. On the other hand, now that makes sense. That would be a shortcut, so you do not need to take all the way around, right? And there are the two ladies. Okay, I see. Okay, then I really thought there would be more. There would be more to loot, right? There would be more to loot in here. Who needs cigarette lighters, right? Oh.
The Oracle Laureate sent ahead to expect someone matching your description. However, he said nothing about admitting questionable allies. Cultist. Agitators are not permitted inside Laplace's garden. Your companion will have to wait outside.
How'd you like to find your insides waiting outside?
I find that an improbable outcome were we to engage in violent conflict.
Okay, we are all the same side here. Can't you make an exception?
Laureate Beckett did impress the importance of not delaying you. Very well, head on in. But behave yourselves. The garden is something of a fragile ecosystem.
And yet here I thought it would be the perfect moment to take a sip of tea. Rose tea, to be precise. Very, very delicious. Anyways, I'm digressing. Okay, nice. Always good to ask for to
Agent,
actually
I have a
ask
message for
stuff.
Oh, I was not expecting you to be in the company of a cultist.
A cultist and her extremely sharp knife. Shall I introduce you?
No, that won't be necessary. Where was I? Oh, yes, I remember now. On behalf of the Order of the Ascendant and her impermeable wisdom, the presiding bishop Ruth Bassar, welcome to Laplace's garden. The presiding bishop is presently indisposed, but I've been instructed to direct you to the Artificer Laureate for whatever pressing matter has brought you to the garden. She's working in Belvedere Hall's secondary courtyard. Enter the large building at the top of the mesa ahead and follow the first hall on your right.
Okay, I was led to believe that Vicar Alden may also be expecting me. Can you direct me to him?
Oh, yes. The vicar did ask me to direct you to him. How positively forgetful of me. He should be waiting for you in Belvedere Hall's main courtyard at the top of the stairs.
Alright, Artificer Laureate sounds important. What can you tell me about her?
The Artificer Laureate is head of the Department of Applied Scientism, overseeing the exemplars, or craftsmen, of our order. Weapons and technology all fall under her purview.
You said the presiding bishop is indisposed. Is she sick?
Oh no, not at all. The presiding bishop routinely spends time in a sensory deprivation chamber to hone her mental faculties. Of course, she does seem to be logging more hours in the chamber of late, but I'm certain that's all part of the plan. The rest of the Laureate Council is capable of managing affairs while the presiding bishop is occupied. Really, it's no reason for concern. Nothing in the garden is.
This place seems oddly calm for being in a war zone.
Look around you. I don't see a battlefield. Do you?
You know what I mean, what I meant, the war against the Protectorate.
All conflict is transient in nature. To dwell on the negativity of a moment is to risk missing the opportunity of what comes next. Those in the garden have enough perspective to remain present and to focus on what matters: science and progress.
I'm impressed you managed to say all that with a giant silver spoon in your mouth.
It may seem like I'm speaking from a position of luxury and privilege, but it is a privilege the Order hopes to share with all one day. But now, I fear I have kept you long past an ideal duration. May all your problems precede solutions.
Right, thank you for the conversation. Oh,
Place smells like science. Or maybe that's math.
The helmet is wicked.
Cause trouble and I will school you. Chapter and verse.
Yeah, okay, do whatever. It's always good to start in a bar, right?
Cutting you off there, Charles. That's your third conviction today. People will start to worry. Welcome to the CAF integration point. Will it be caffeine or convictions today?
What are convictions?
Convictions are statements which promote personal and professional confidence and well-being, leading to 22.9% more scientific breakthroughs in a given quarter. Interested?
Okay, I've got time to kill. Hit me.
Before I can administer your conviction, I need to ask you a question. In what area of your life do you feel you need the most improvement? Personal or professional?
I have some personal issues I'm working through. You could say that I've had some professional setbacks. Yeah, that's good.
Expand on that for me.
Have you seen the rift in the sky? I could have prevented it. I should have. I went 10 years without a promotion. I was in a state of suspended animation, but still. On second thought, okay, first one.
You are a single gear in the grand workings of the universe, and should not expect to control all of its mechanisms or outcomes.
Thanks for that. I feel strangely better.
Good. Never forget that you are a valuable factor in the universal equation and necessary to advancing the plan. Now then, a brief conversation is customary following the initial service. I haven't seen you around before. New project appointment? Must be an adjustment, all things considered.
Nothing that permanent, just visiting.
I'd have run the mugs through the autoclave twice if I'd known the garden was receiving visitors now. All right, your turn. What questions have you got percolating in that mind of yours?
I spoke with a junior seer earlier, and she seemed entirely unconcerned about the war.
I didn't hear a question.
It was more of an observation, really.
Everyone is simply contented by the good work they're doing to advance the plan. Everything in perfect exactitude, as Vicar Udicott might say. That said, if something more sinister was going on, would that concern you?
Odd question. Of course it would.
Well, good thing nothing's amiss then.
You know, you do a passable impression of a scientician. Did you grow up near one of our settlements? Have a few years of order training?
I'm quite sure I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I understand you may technically count as a member, but there's a perfunctory element to your articulation. You don't believe in the plan, and you're clearly up to something. She sized you up almost immediately, Commander. Been softly probing you for information. I clocked her the first moment she opened her mouth.
I trust you. You're rarely wrong about, well, anything really.
Appreciate that. I spent decades undercover with only self-affirmations to assuage my vacillating morale. Well, do I have to shoot up the place? Or will you come clean immediately? Who do you work for, little mole?
By the architect, keep your voice down, please. Even if what you say is true, this isn't a conversation best had amidst present company. Let's talk somewhere more private. Behind the CAF integration point, perhaps?
Okay then, let's have a conversation. And not trying to get any trouble.
You must be curious why I asked for such a discreet rendezvous.
Okay, all this cloak and dagger stuff has certainly piqued my interest.
Allow me to whet your appetite for intrigue a little further, shall I? I have adequate reason to believe the Order is conducting a mass experiment on the population of Laplace's garden.
Whoa, slow down. What are you talking about?
The Order is not cultivating its perfect, plan-abiding society through careful ideological pruning, as the laureates would have you believe. It's simple pharmacology. Put bluntly, they're regulating the emotions of everyone in Laplace's garden through drugs in the water supply.
Why would the Order do that?
Why would the Order want to create a society of undistractable little academics whose only desire is to advance the plan? I wonder.
You don't seem like you're affected.
I'm limiting my water intake and using other pharmaceuticals to combat the effects. It's not a perfect system, but it works adequately enough.
What's the partial effect feel like?
It makes the mind quieter, like closing the door on a screaming crowd. It's not unpleasant.
If what you're saying is true, we need to tell people.
Moderate your volume, please! No one here is in any immediate peril. Probably. The Order claims the subjects here supposedly consented to participate, but it was begun prior to the schism with the Protectorate, so who's to say? Regardless, if the Order has made some kind of pharmaceutical breakthrough, imagine how useful it might be to certain parties to know about it in advance.
Wait, are you a spy?
Took you long enough to ask. I represent a group of information traders who would pay well to get their hands on a sample of this drug. Interested?
You're a Sub Rosa, aren't you?
So you've heard of us. Good. That makes this easier. My primary task has been to watch the Order. But I'm confident my superiors would agree. Physical proof is of far greater value than mere rumor.
You don't really care about what's happening here, do you? This is all about money?
No. This is about control. Everything is.
How do you figure that?
Most see this as a war of survival. But what everyone's really fighting for is control over the narrative. To be declared victor and have their vision for Arcadia deemed superior. It follows that a drug capable of suppressing discontent could also be used to suppress greater forms of resistance. That's all.
Okay, sounds like something worth investigating. Count me in.
All you need to do is enter water reconditioning and collect a sample of the drug. I believe they call it perspective. This passcode will give you access to the main terminal. Watch the guards patrol before making your way into the facility. If worst comes to worst, I wager Laureate Beckett also has a keycard on him, but that might be tricky to lift. Lately, he's been sitting near the fountains, performing his silly little breathing exercises. If he's not there, then he's likely in conference with the presiding bishop. Whatever you do, be discreet. I can't have any laureates asking questions about me. Understood?
Okay, understood. I'll be discreet.
One more thing before you leave. Outside of work, I have, let's call it an alternative inventory. You'll have to pay, of course, but I'm sure I have something that'll make your job a little easier.
Let's take a look.
And I'd like to offload some of this merchandise. Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, totally. Okay, a suit, monocle, okay. Alright, thank you. And on the other hand, guys, that then actually already is gonna bring us to the end of today's episode. And you know, I, as usual, really thank you for watching. If you guys actually do have enjoyed today's episode, then please give me a little generous thumbs up and subscribe. And hopefully, I see you in the next episode. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay frosty. Bye.